I know that you get a lot of support online, but I'm just wondering if it's rubbed you any type of way. A lot of people also hating right now after the Usman loss. Like, how you been handling all that stuff in general?
No, I love it all. Just keep more attention, more attention,
Mhm.
more attention.
You
As
got
long
like a clap back or anything to these people who say like, you lost to no knees Usman, you don't got wrestling and shit like that?
I would say, well, it ain't necessarily clap back because watch the success. Keep watching, right? Allow yourself to keep coming on my page, right? And commenting and saying stuff and watching what I do. Everything. They watch everything that I do, right? So your biggest supporters are your haters. They always gonna show up in the comments. They always gonna be in the DMs. They always gonna be trying to like get attention from you. But at the end of the day, just keep my name relevant, baby. Just keep doing what y'all doing and watch me become what you said I'd never be. Right?
I got you.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
eating it up then. All that shit talk.
Always. I love it. I
Keep that
love it.
same energy when I win.
Yeah. And they not because one thing I would say, I still haven't had negative um interactions in
In
person.
person.
I haven't had it. Not one time. Not one time. Not even with the Uzbeks. It's always been love. You know. So when I get all that net, it's fake. It's fake to me. You know. And then if I do comment, if I do bless somebody with my time and attention, be like, man, shut up, like whatever. If I say something to them, oh man, my bad, I'm a big fan. No, well, damn, boy, you switched up quick.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like you said, keep that same energy, but they just want to be seen. They just want to be noticed. So they got to come up with some negativity, some low vibrations to try to bring you over to where they at, you know? But that ain't going to work. Yet again, let me be the inspiration in your life to change your heart. Because at the end of the day, Buck is not going to be infected negatively about this. He going to keep pushing and working towards this dream and becoming one of the best in the world.
It's probably
And
even more
and
motivation
while
for
I'm
you.
talking shit and wasting my time being in his DMs or being on his page commenting, I could be putting in work right now because Buck was able to put himself in this position on his own.
Right. Something I realized when I was younger, I always say this too. I don't know if I told you this before. I don't think so. But like the way I look at hate is like what takes more energy to support somebody or to hate on them, right? Obviously to hate. And then energy, because I just said which one takes more energy. Energy, it doesn't go anywhere. It's like it's never ending, right? So if they put out all the energy on you, it's never ending. It's like a law of physics. That energy got to go back to you. So they take a lot of energy out of themselves. They hate on you, right? And then that got to go somewhere. You reap all those rewards. You kind of suck it in. No diddy.
Yeah, that's correct.
I know. Sorry, I couldn't. I was trying to think of another one. I
I
couldn't.
wasn't gonna say
Uh,
that. Bombs,
but
y'all.
you feel me on that one? You feel me on that one?
Oh, not on that one, but
Shit.
okay. I would say this. I would say this, right? And
Yeah.
in reverse though, right? It's like all that negative energy that they trying to put on you is because they getting so much negative energy around whatever lifestyle, whatever things and situations that's going on in their real life. The reason why they so mad at you is because they seeing a life that you living that they won't, right? And they looking at their little weak ass life and what they got going on. They like, man, I got shit going on. Let me try to F up this dude day. But they ain't gonna work over here, right? Like your comments can only reach me and make it so far. And it ain't never gonna touch my heart. I might see it 100%. I might see it, but you're never going to penetrate my heart because I already know where I done came from. That was real wicked, you know. And I had days where I literally cried to God Himself, like, bro, change my life, man, for the better, because I really got some wicked things on my mind on how I'm gonna do it myself. But if I take that route, the dream shit is gonna be over with. And me asking that from God and Him putting me in a position where I can do things for myself, right? It led me to where I am now today. So a lot of people that, like I said, they waste their times typing in on their phone and commenting. You put them hands to better use, man, and change your life. Because if you really focus on yourself and have better energy towards yourself, you wouldn't even have time to be making negative comments about somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Well, and look at all the stuff you've been through with the gym bullshit on multiple occasions,
Yeah.
right? And now look at where you are now. So that shit had to have fueled you a little bit, maybe even subconsciously.
You talking about the comments? No, that's just the life
No,
stuff.
I'm even just switching it over to like, because you were saying how you pray to God, right? Because you were gonna try to figure out how to get shit on your own. But I'm saying, I think the reason why you're saying that is because, you know, that whole gym thing early in your career, then that whole James Krause thing. But I'm saying that kind of stuff probably fueled you, and look where you're at now,
Right, right.
right? The people who kind
Um,
of like turn their back on you, so to speak.
but those are real people, real scenarios.
Mhm.
The computer hate, that's what I'm talking about. That ain't real, right?
Got you.
But the people that came into my life for certain seasons, they came into my life for certain reasons, right? And once I was able to learn what I need to learn from them, whether negative or positive, I got rid of them, you know? And all those different moments that happened within my career needed to happen for me to do what I'm doing right now, right? So those are all learning curves, you know. Even me going out to Michigan and going out third, right? Like I'm glad I did that because I learned a lot from them, but I still had to do it at home. But I only realized I could do it at home because I went to Michigan where I didn't have anything either. I didn't have a main training partners to work with every single day. You know what I'm saying? All I did was wait or work harder than everybody else. That's all I did. I outworked everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, bro, the same things that I'm doing there in Michigan, I'm missing time away from my family. I need to come back home and just do the same thing here, right? But I would have never had the confidence to do that if I was just in St. Louis, if that makes sense, right? Because I would have never believed me stepping out into the octagon that I felt prepared, right? And now that I learned all those different things, and I realized, I'm like, damn, there's a lot of things that people do in these big ass gyms with these big name coaches, but they still not doing it right, right? Because a lot of these fighters, just let's keep it a bean, they lazy. But the gyms allow their fighters to be lazy
Because they
because
got so many fighters anyway, you know?
yeah, they got so many fighters, which is one thing, but the fighters are so dependent on the coaches, right? I access people's ability and they talent, which is my coaches, like and what they can do, but I don't depend on them to create things for me, if that makes sense, right? I know exactly what the systems I want to work on. And then if I don't have that knowledge or if I don't have that base, I find somebody with it. And then I learn it. And then if it's something else I want to work, I find another person, right? But I don't ever rely on somebody just to be like, okay, but this is what you're gonna do on this day, this is what you're gonna do on that day. And it like, nah, because I know exactly what I need to do for myself. And if anything, if you allow somebody else to do it and you don't work that hard for it, you never go well, you're gonna always take it for granted, right? And you never gonna really push yourself to a limit where yet again you're gonna be the best in the world. Because you're gonna be always working on somebody else's opinion or thoughts about you, right? If they tell me, hey Buck, this is your last rep, in my mind, I got one more. You know what I'm saying?
You're not done till you're done, necessarily.
When I know I'm done,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
A lot of these other fighters, man, they dictate their coaches on how they perform and what they do. And yet again, a lot of these coaches don't even believe in the guys that they got.
Mhm. I think
But
the
I
same
believe
thing goes with, like, fighters not making names for themselves, just relying on the UFC to do it for them too.
they lazy, bro.